Well, the independent telecoms operator Box Telecom reporting steady revenues, a turnover still above the 1 billion rand mark, but profits for the 6 months to the end of February fell 18%. No dividend from the company, and the chairman, Tony van Market, joins us on the line from Johannesburg this evening. After a period of quite intense consolidation, which it seemed like you were buying virtually everything in the telecom sector with a pulse, Tony, you've been much quieter on the acquisition front. Why? Has this been a period of consolidation rather than acquisition for you?
Yeah, good evening, Bruce. Absolutely. I think the last 18 to 24 months, actually, we haven't acquired any businesses and really been focused on the core voice and data business, working on efficiencies, launching new products, and particularly getting ready for things like local number portability with our new corporate voice solution.
When one looks at the environment as it stands at the moment in telecommunications, the regulator is becoming increasingly active, finally, in terms of lowering the interconnect fees. They've been slashed, for example. How does that ultimately affect a company like Vox?
It has positive and negative impacts. In the longer term, it's good for us because we can offer cheaper outbound rates across all of our businesses. But in the short to medium term, in our least cost routing business, we have quite a large client base that uses that, and we are busy converting those customers off the traditional least cost routing platform, which uses a SIM card, over to our corporate voice solution, which we call Crystal Vox. But as we do that and we go through that conversion process, we no longer renew SIM cards, which means we no longer receive connection incentive bonuses. So if you look under this period, typically we would have activated about 35 million rand in SIM card connection incentive bonuses, which we didn't actually do, but we still maintained our overall gross margin at the same level. So, over a period of 12 to 18 months, we're going to go through this process of conversion, and I think when we come out the other side, we'll have, in the longer term, much better margins, but over that period, we'll have a bit of impact on our profits.
Isn't it the very nature of the business, though, that technology moves so fast that you're almost always going to be in this perpetual evolution where somebody comes up with a better idea and you're almost obliged to convert your customers to the new system? Isn't that almost something that you have to live with?
Yeah, look, in our industry, we're always dealing with, some incoming missile and some new issue. So, absolutely, we have to deal with that, and I think we are. I mean, the changes to termination rates, fixed and mobile, are having an impact on the entire telco food chain. So that's what we've been dealing with for 13 years.
Now, when one looks at what happens in the mainstream of telecommunications, if I dare call it that, with Telkom catching a wake-up slowly and MTN and Vodacom being very aggressive, how does it must make life considerably more difficult for a small operator such as yourselves, or are there niches that you can exploit that the big corporates by their very nature miss?
Yeah, look, competition is very tough against those major operators, but I think we have to differentiate, and we've tried to launch innovative products into the market. We have a number of new offerings. One is called Fishbone, which is line bonding technology, which has really taken the market by storm. Our voice solution is very competitive, and products like that. So we continue to innovate. Obviously, we try and offer very good services along with that. But I think, Bruce, one of the big game changers now is local number portability.
What is that actually going to entail? It's something you've used before, and again, it's slightly techie for my poor simple mind.
In simple terms, Bruce, it now means that if you want to move your home phone number or the numbers you use in your business over to Vox Telecom, you can do that. And from April the 26th, that will be finally legal and it'll go live. And that's massive for South Africa because finally everyone will have a choice, because up to now, the biggest constraint we've had, particularly in the corporate sector, is customers simply don't want to change their phone numbers. It's too inconvenient. So now, I can go to corporate, move 400 phone numbers onto my network and save them 20% off their Telkom phone bill.
And ultimately, that's going to become a new battleground amongst players like yourselves, I suspect, which again will bring a margin issue into it, won't it?
Absolutely. It's going to be guerrilla warfare, but, we've been preparing for this for 4 or 5 years, and we've been lobbying for this change for 10 years. So it's finally happened, and I think for us it really gives us an addressable market significantly larger than what we've been able to tackle up to now.
Well, armed to the teeth and ready to go, Tony van Marken, chairman of Vox Telecom. It can also go to the person who was in the background talking while he was on the radio and tell them what he thinks about what they were doing in the background.